Welcome to Nightmare Narratives. If you like real horror stories like us, please subscribe and like the video. Enjoy. The Enigmatic Pumpkin Patch. In the heart of rural America, my hometown was a place of simplicity and charm, where life revolved around farms, old churches, and weathered houses. We weren't wealthy, but we made do, and the community was a tightly knit one. It was a place where everyone knew their neighbors, and there was a certain comfort in the predictability of life. Late one summer, I began dating Kelly, and as October rolled in, we were on the hunt for a budget-friendly date. Our town had limited options, but this particular day, we took a new route, which led us to a remarkable discovery. We found a quaint restaurant nestled in a remote location, and it was an unexpected gem. With outdoor seating, it was the perfect spot for a warm, cloudy day. After an hour there, we left, only to find the weather had taken an eerie turn. The clear skies had given way to thick fog, transforming the landscape into a mysterious, enchanting world. Eager to embrace the ambiance, we ventured down an unfamiliar road, a desolate path with open fields and farmland interspersed with patches of woods. As we drove through the fog, we encountered a wooden sign pointing to a pumpkin patch. It wasn't your typical billboard. It was a handcrafted wooden picket sign with an arrow that beckoned us down a dirt driveway leading to a house shrouded in the fog. In a spontaneous decision, we explored this enigmatic path. Beyond the house, we discovered a vast pumpkin patch hidden between the house and the woods. The fog added an ethereal quality to the scene, making it even more enchanting than we could have imagined. Scattered across the field were over 200 pumpkins, each one a unique discovery. We parked our car near an aging pickup truck, the only other vehicle on the property. To our surprise, an older couple, who seemed to be the owners of the pumpkin patch, emerged to greet us warmly. We expressed our interest in picking pumpkins, fully expecting to pay for the privilege. To our astonishment, the couple's response was not what we had anticipated. "Take anything you'd like," they said, their welcoming smiles adding a sense of wonder to the experience. The fog, acting as a mystical backdrop, enhanced the mystery of the situation. As we ventured into the pumpkin patch, we quickly realized that the choices were diverse, but not all were equal. Many of the pumpkins were smaller, mushy, or bore imperfections that made them less appealing. The ground beneath us, likely due to the fog, felt damp, and some pumpkins were wet and muddy to the touch. After a thorough search, we stumbled upon a large, healthy pumpkin that appeared perfect in every way. Excitedly, I hoisted the pumpkin onto my shoulders and headed back to where the older couple had been sitting moments earlier. However, when we arrived, they had vanished. Suddenly, a sense of unease settled over us, and Kelly suggested that we leave. After all, we had already thanked the couple, and they had explicitly stated that the pumpkins were free. With reluctance, we returned to our car and began a three-point turn on the dirt driveway, intending to depart. But then it happened. Our serene adventure took a disturbing turn. We heard an unexpected shout from outside. Both startled and puzzled, we turned to face the house, only to find a middle-aged man rushing toward our car, his face contorted with anger. He demanded that we return the pumpkin immediately, an order that left us baffled. Attempting to explain that the older couple had permitted us to take it, we found ourselves locked in a tense standoff with the man. He adamantly denied the presence of an older couple and issued a grave warning that sent shivers down our spines. Reluctantly, we surrendered the pumpkin, and the man, seething with anger, threatened us before retreating to his house. As we drove away from the pumpkin patch, a sense of bewilderment and unease accompanied us, along with a haunting question. Had we encountered a supernatural phenomenon, or had there been something more sinister at play? The stranger at the Halloween party. The crisp October air signaled the arrival of Halloween, and with it came a call from my good friend Connor. His parents had left town for the weekend, and he was eager to seize the opportunity to host a Halloween party in their absence. Despite my hesitation about attending a party, I couldn't resist the excitement in Connor's voice and agreed to join him for a night of festivities. Upon my arrival at Connor's house, our evening began with intense rounds of Call of Duty, reminiscing about school, sports, and the adventures of high school life. As the hours passed, Connor suggested we attend a Halloween party in his neighborhood, enticing me with the promise of a memorable night. Reluctantly, I agreed to accompany him. The matter of costumes soon arose, and with limited options at our disposal, we fashioned ourselves in makeshift security staff shirts. Our preparations continued as we engaged in spirited Xbox battles, with Connor engaging in a lively conversation with a girl he had met at the party. Feeling increasingly drained, I decided to take a brief break and venture to the basement to fetch some drinks. As I descended the dimly lit stairs, I found myself unintentionally stumbling upon the basement fridge. It was at this moment that a voice pierced the silence, quietly delivering a playful "boo." I jumped, turning to find a tall man donned in a black cloak costume, an eerie figure that had seemingly appeared out of nowhere. As the initial shock subsided, we exchanged introductions. He claimed to be Connor's cousin, an assertion that struck me as rather peculiar. Our conversation was awkward and strained, and an unsettling tension hung in the air. Though I couldn't pinpoint the source of my unease, the presence of this stranger sent shivers down my spine, and I couldn't wait to escape his company. With haste, I left the basement, feeling a heavy weight of discomfort from the bizarre encounter. The mysterious man in the cloak had unsettled me, leaving me to ponder his intentions and question whether there was something more sinister lurking beneath his playful demeanor. The Halloween party continued to unfold, but the encounter in the basement remained etched in my mind. I couldn't shake the feeling that there was something deeply amiss with the man in the cloak, and as the night wore on, I would come to realize that the night held more unnerving surprises: the Airbnb in the woods. In the heart of October, my wife Courtney and I saw an opportunity to escape to the Catskill Mountains in New York. Our destination was a tranquil Airbnb, promising seclusion and serenity amidst the fall foliage. Kathy, our host, was a warm and accommodating woman, facilitating the booking process with ease. The accommodation was a rustic haven with wooden walls, colorful rugs, and a charming atmosphere, inviting travelers to relax and unwind. As avid hikers, we had traversed national parks and hiking destinations across the country. Our love for the great outdoors had led us to Catskill, a place that held a special place in our hearts. Little did we know that our seemingly peaceful retreat would soon be engulfed in an eerie experience. Setting our sights on the Overlook Mountain Trail, we embarked on our adventure. We encountered fellow hikers along the way, sharing stories and recommendations, forging connections with kindred spirits. The trail led us to a breathtaking cliffside view, a vista that left us breathless with its beauty. As we stood there, taking in the natural wonder, we noticed a woman, approximately in her mid-50s, observing us from a distance. Her gaze felt intense, and a sense of unease washed over us as she slowly made her way toward us. Engaging in polite small talk, we learned that she was also an adventurer. However, her presence seemed oddly out of place, and a strange tension hung in the air. We couldn't pinpoint the source of our discomfort, but there was something about her demeanor that felt unsettling. Little did we know that our chance encounter with this mysterious woman was just the beginning of a series of eerie events that would transform our serene getaway into a haunting experience.